Okay, let's
confident
unpack this. Imagine a digital
that
ecosystem that,
we're
after
able
months
to
of
go
really intensive
to a
upgrades,
higher
is
ground
reemerging.
than
And with
we
this
previously
pretty
thought we could
ambitious claim,
achieve
right? A
in
rebirth of
OnPassive.
vision, trust, and opportunity.
That gives us
Today, we're
the
taking a deep dive into
motivation,
the
it gives
return of
us
OnPassive
the
Technology's wonderful system.
excitement
It's an
that,
initiative
yes,
that, well,
now
its creators
whatever we
suggest is
throw
really poised to redefine our digital landscape.
at the table,
So,
then we're able
following all
to
this expensive work by
make it
CEO Ash
happen
Mufareh and the whole OnPassive
seamlessly.
team, the system is back
So
online.
it's really
And the promises are big,
like a
stronger,
dream come
faster,
true.
smarter than ever
That's
before.
the bottom
It's
line.
quite a declaration, to say the least.
It really
In
is. And what's
conclusion,
truly fascinating here, maybe beyond just the
that
marketing buzz,
not just
is the
failure is
sheer
not an option.
scale of the ambition.
I can
Our
tell you,
sources,
we
they
got it.
portray this not merely as some software
We
update, but as a
absolutely
significant
got it.
movement.
A movement.
Yeah.
And
Founders themselves, they
that's
apparently
it.
liken this
There's
moment
no
to
mystery.
watching a
There's not a
seed bloom
question
into a
like,
full
are we
tree,
able to
which implies,
recover, to
that
get
what was
back,
once just a
the
foundational
data,
vision has now
this,
matured
that, okay?
into a whole
As done.
comprehensive,
As of
vibrant
today, I can
ecosystem.
Okay,
confirm
like
with you,
organic
we
growth
have
then,
recovered
not just
the
bolting things
business.
together.
Exactly.
We're
It
not going
suggests a
away, we're
philosophy
coming back.
of integrated
But
growth
not just
rather than
back.
just a collection of, separate tools.
A wonderful system. That's
All right?
still a
We're
really
coming
powerful
much
phrase, isn't it?
stronger.
It
Yeah.
makes you stop and think.
With the right people,
What actually makes it so wonderful?
with the right
Especially for
caliber,
you, listening at
with the
home,
right
trying to navigate your own
integrity,
digital
with
world.
the
Maybe
right
you're running a
talent
business or
again.
connecting
So
with
all in
family or
all,
just looking for things to
we're,
be simpler online. What's
I
the
think,
actual engineering or
better
design
direction, better
philosophy behind
position,
that big claim? How does it really
and
aim
aiming
to
to
benefit users in a
enormous
unique way?
success
Well, the core
that
of what
lies ahead.
OnPassive
Now,
seems to be
I'm
describing
saying
as
this
wonderful
not
really lies in the
because of
system's
what I
complete
heard
interconnection. So imagine a suite
or
of
the
pretty
promise, which
powerful digital
previously I
tools.
got
But they don't just coexist side by
ahead of
side, they
myself,
actually
okay?
communicate and
It's a
operate
confession
in, perfect harmony,
based on
almost
what I
like a
heard.
single thing.
Okay, so specific tools like
I
Right. And we're talking
take
about
it as
components
like
like
people
OWallet
mean
for,
what they
digital
say.
financial stuff, OConnect for
Apparently
seamless
not all the
communication,
time.
OChat for
So
instant
what
messaging,
happened is,
OShop as an e-commerce
now I'm
platform,
seeing
and
it.
OVerify for really
And
robust digital authentication. But the
in
critical
fact,
distinction
the
here, according
conversation
to what we've
previous to
seen, is that
this,
these
right
aren't just
ahead of this,
isolated
it
applications. You
was,
don't need separate logins or have to manually move data between them.
Ah,
do
okay.
you
That's
realize
different.
the
Exactly.
effort
They're
that
designed
was
as this
done
cohesive unit,
with the
sharing data and
minimal
functions to create one
resources
unified
and the
experience.
time?
And the underlying promise is essentially
We were just
technology
like
that works for
really
everyone,
exchanging
regardless of how
how
tech-savvy you are. They're aiming for universal
speechless we are.
accessibility and intuitive
It's like
design.
hard to
Right.
believe.
So we're looking at a deeply
But
integrated,
that give
kind
us
of
like
revitalized
seeing
system
the
that's
screen,
aiming for
seeing
everyone
the
to be able to
accomplishment,
use it easily.
the
That's a
quality, the
compelling
seamless
promise.
aspect
So for this
of it.
deep
So
dive,
that's
we're going to
what
explore how
what
this
I wanted to
return
share
is
with you.
positioned, how it's meant to be a solution to what OnPassive sees as major global challenges, issues many of us deal
Okay.
with daily online.
So
Yeah.
what's next?
We'll also
That's
unpack this
that's what
intriguing
matters,
concept
right?
of how it functions
As
as
of
a
tomorrow.
self-sustaining
So what
economy,
I told you last week,
which,
because
could
it's all
fundamentally
done
change how
right on
value
time.
is created
What I
online. That sounds
told you
pretty
the
radical.
previous weeks, I
And
will address
maybe
it
most
now.
critically, we'll try to uncover the
Or maybe a
real
couple of
human
weeks
impact
ago.
it's apparently already
So
having
is
on
it a
everyday
matter
people.
that
So
we
get ready
are
for
coming
some
back? You're going to have the login
potentially
to go
surprising
to
facts,
check
maybe
your
some aha
account
moments
live
as we look at
again?
what this could mean for
100%.
you, your business, or
Just
even your family. We'll
a
try to
matter
get
of
behind the
days.
claims and into the
Okay?
actual mechanism.
So which
Okay,
scenario?
so one of the most ambitious
That's it.
claims we
The
found in our
scenario that is
sources
right
is that this system isn't
around
just
the
about
corner. Okay?
small improvements.
So this
It's
is
positioned
not
as a direct solution to what
something I'm
OnPassive
told.
identifies
This is
as
something
global
I'm
challenges.
seeing.
Yeah, that's a huge
I'm
undertaking.
sure you
It really is,
understand
especially in today's
there
complex
has
digital
been
world.
a
So
change
what
in
exactly are these
my
challenges they're targeting? And what specific,
method,
maybe
to
unique
communicate
mechanisms or
with you.
viable
I'm not going to
innovations
open my
does
mouth
OnPassive bring to
until
the table?
I see the
How does its
facts.
approach really
Not going to
stack
do it
up
again.
against what's already out there
So
in the
that's
market?
what
Right.
happened.
So the
So
focus
what I
is
told you
squarely
about
on
the
three
different
big ones:
scenarios, those
trust,
are done.
automation, and
You know,
accessibility.
so it doesn't
Let's
matter.
start
It's
with
not 3
trust.
months. It's not,
That's just fundamental for
uh,
anything online, isn't it?
Absolutely crucial.
questionable a matter of like,
OnPassive
are we
addresses
able to
this
recover everything or
primarily
no?
through
No, it's
OVerify, their digital
absolutely
authentication and security
in
tool.
hand.
And this
We
isn't just
got
about
it.
a simple login. It
That's
integrates
not a
advanced
question anymore.
biometric
Not a question
verification.
Right.
which scenario.
Fingerprints,
The
facial
scenario
recognition.
now,
Exactly.
just, the
Allowing
coming
users
days.
to confirm their
Okay?
identity using
Don't
those unique
take
biological
that
characteristics.
because
This approach
tomorrow, this is what's
significantly
next.
enhances security, making it,
Tomorrow,
much
we're
tougher
going to
against
have
password
this
breaches or
X
identity
time.
theft. And O-Verify also employs
Estimated.
sophisticated fraud detection systems.
I might not
It
necessarily
uses AI and
like
machine
share
learning
it
to
with
analyze
you
transaction
for
patterns, flag suspicious
obvious
stuff
reasons.
in real time.
Okay, real
We
time
want
is
to
key
get
there.
Definitely. And this
closer
level of
to
integrated
the
security
accomplishment
applied across the
point,
entire
to the
ecosystem
finish line,
aims to build a much
so that
higher
we
degree
can
of
be more
confidence in
accurate.
digital transactions and
All right?
interactions. That
Or
potentially
we could
differentiates it
decide
from
to give you a
platforms that
range.
often rely
That's
on,
A,
third-party security
timeline.
layers bolted on.
That level of
B,
biometric
which is
integration
more
and real-time
important,
fraud detection does sound very robust
is the
for
Garmo
tackling
okay?
trust. It's increasingly
Joking aside
critical, as
now,
you
is he
said.
okay? Like,
So moving on to
he's
automation,
just
lots of
having
platforms use AI.
Jordy,
How does
Jordy,
OnPassive's
Jordy.
approach to AI-driven
JJ,
automation
technical issues.
uniquely address efficiency,
God.
maybe
Okay.
operational challenges within its own ecosystem?
hope
Yeah,
everything will
good
be
question.
okay.
For automation, they say they've rebuilt their core AI with smarter,
we'll
more
see,
adaptive algorithms. This isn't just
if we
about
can connect
automating
with him.
simple tasks, apparently. It's more about
Now,
intelligent process
As he is
optimization
on
across
here,
all
I'm
the
sure he's
tools.
listening.
Can you give an example?
Sure,
Okay.
like the
Yeah,
AI
we're-
might
we're,
streamline marketing
gonna
efforts.
try to
It
connect
analyzes
with him.
user behavior and
Because
assigns
of
targeted traffic
B,
to relevant offers within OShop.
we're
That
gonna
reduces
have
the
to
need for manual
see
campaign management.
Right, less
the
hands-on work for
time
the user.
Yeah,
that we
exactly.
go to
Or
the
in
next
communication
phase of
tools like
OnPassive.
OConnect, the AI
That's
manages what they
another
call adaptive bandwidth
formula.
control.
We
It
are
dynamically
figuring
adjusts
out.
video or audio quality based on
I
your
hope
network
things will be fine,
conditions
brother.
to
Don't
prevent
worry, okay?
lag or
We're
dropped
with you.
calls.
Can
So
send
if you're
you an
somewhere with a
army.
shaky connection, the system might
Uh,
subtly lower the video resolution just to keep the conversation smooth and uninterrupted.
Ah, interesting. So it adapts on the fly.
Precisely. This proactive,
We're
intelligent
going to
automation
decide
aims to
how
cut down
long,
manual
or
effort
based on
significantly.
how long
It
would
lets
it
users
take us to
focus
go
on
to
their
the
main
next phase
activities
of
rather than wrestling
OnPassive.
with technical stuff.
If you're
That's a
paying
potentially
attention, you know
powerful
what that
difference for
means,
small
okay?
businesses or even
If
individual
it's
users.
And finally, accessibility. The claim of bridging the
manageable,
digital divide with user-friendly design, that's a common
and then I
ambition in
will
tech. We hear it
kind
a
of
lot.
like
How does
explain to you what
OnPassive's
the next phase
specific approach to accessibility, especially for a global
of
audience
OnPassive.
with
For the first time
varying
today, I will
levels
share
of
with you.
tech savviness and
If
internet
it's
quality,
a
how does it
reasonable
compare to
time
established
frame,
platforms?
then
What
we're not
specific
going to do
design ideas make
much
this technology that
in
works for everyone
OnPassive
actually
as
possible?
is.
Well, accessibility is
Take
tackled
it as
through
a
kind of a
view,
multifaceted
period, as
approach
a
based on the
bridge, a
sources.
funnel
Firstly,
to
that
go to the
seamless
next
integration of all
phase,
the O tools
but
means a unified
internally
user
and
interface and
professionally.
experience.
One look and feel.
Right.
And formally,
That drastically reduces
because
the learning
we have
curve
to
compared to
communicate through
juggling
the back
multiple
office
different
and your
apps. Instead of
subscription.
separate
Whether
logins
it's
and moving
free,
data
paid,
around,
unpaid,
users
doesn't
navigate
matter.
a single, hopefully intuitive
Founder,
dashboard.
affiliate, customer.
Secondly, the system seems to leverage
So,
adaptive design principles.
if
The
that
interface
time,
adjusts based on the device and maybe the user's
again,
context.
reasonable,
So simpler for
acceptable,
beginners, maybe.
we'll
Yeah,
assess
basic
that.
operations are made really intuitive
Then
for
we move,
beginners, while power users can still
we start
easily
working
find and
on
unlock
giving
the
you
advanced features
more
without feeling overwhelmed initially.
details
And a
about the
prime example
next
is that
phase
OConnect
and
adaptive bandwidth
timelines and
control we
all of
just
that,
talked about.
right?
Right, the
So you
connection
can
stability
expect
thing.
it.
It's not just a
It's
tech feature,
really a
it's
new
really an
chapter,
accessibility
all right?
feature. It ensures users
better
in areas
chapter.
with less stable internet can still
The best
reliably
chapter,
join
if you
video
wish.
conferences. It minimizes
Now,
frustration and genuinely tries to
when
meet them where they are.
we figure
This
out tomorrow
commitment
if it's
to
going to
no one
be,
being left behind seems woven into the system's architecture.
Okay,
say,
beyond
more
tackling
than
these big picture challenges like trust,
a couple of
automation,
months, all right?
accessibility, OnPassive has also introduced what sounds like a
Which is
fundamental
okay.
shift in
Then
its economic model.
we can
Our sources
discuss
describe it
a
as a self-sustaining
final
economy.
trial
That's a phrase
with
that definitely makes you
OnPassive
pause.
as
What
is.
exactly does that mean in
All
practice?
right, like
And how does it,
a
theoretically
wrap-up.
at least, benefit the people actually using the system?
Absolutely.
So we
That
basically have
concept
those
of a
two
self-sustaining
scenarios. So
economy is really central to
we are
OnPassive's unique
going
vision.
to
They've
know
essentially transformed
more
internal
and,
credits,
all
commissions
those
earned within the
details
system, and the
tomorrow.
digital traffic generated
And
across
if
their
we
platforms into,
feel it's
well, they call it a
reasonable,
living
the
currency.
next
A living
time we
currency.
meet, we can
Not
talk
just
to you
points then.
about the
Doesn't sound like
timeline
it.
and which
It's not just a
scenario we're going to
loyalty
go for.
program. It aims to
And
create an
expect
internal
within that
economic
time
loop
frame, you would
where
be able
value is
to
generated and circulated
at least
directly within
go
the
to the
OnPassive
login
ecosystem
point.
itself. So
All
for
right, then
founders
we
and
will
affiliates, this
communicate
means
through the
their
back office.
contributions and activity, maybe generating
So
traffic
what's
to
required
OShop
from
or
you at
using
this point?
OConnect
A couple of
directly
things.
fuel their own growth and earnings within that ecosystem.
Okay, so activity creates value internally.
Mainly,
That's the
rest
theory.
assured,
And this internal value
rest assured
creation
that
could
we
potentially insulate
are
users from
not
some
going away.
external market ups and
We're coming
downs.
back,
But of course, a key question for many
and
would
we're
be,
making a
how does this
historical
internal economy connect with the
comeback.
broader external market? What mechanisms are actually in
And
place to
things are
ensure the
going to
stability
be
and, crucially, the
more
convertibility of this living
visible
currency
to you.
into
So you're going to
tangible,
see it. We're not going to
real-world
talk about
value
it,
for its
right?
users, especially as
And
it
then
grows?
That's a
like
really
your
critical
input
question. That
to
model of
share
a
the
living
buzz
currency
and to
certainly
share the
presents a
excitement
unique vision
and
for
to
internal value
express
creation.
how good is what we
So,
have.
if this system
I
is
already know that.
generating and distributing value
Done.
internally,
But I want you
how
to
does that
see it with
process
your
actually attract new users and
literally,
ensure
it's going to make you
long-term growth?
speechless.
What's the practical advantage for, let's
So,
say, a small business
uh,
compared to the traditional
so
digital
rest
marketing and
assured.
sales channels they might use now?
And second
Well,
thing
for
is,
businesses, this
please,
potentially
if
offers a unique
you
advantage.
believe in
Traditional
this
marketing
concept and
often
this
involves,
journey,
significant upfront costs
stick
with pretty
around,
uncertain returns.
stay
Yeah, throwing
close.
money at
The
ads and
coming
hoping.
days
Right.
are crucial
Within OnPassive's model, the
as
system
we
itself is
transition
designed
to
to
a new
generate and
height.
distribute value internally, creating this kind
Okay?
of virtuous
So
cycle.
if you
For
care about
example, a
this,
small
stay
business using
close.
OShop doesn't just
Okay?
list products. The
Uh,
system's
and
AI
make
can
sure
automatically
you
direct relevant traffic to their store,
pay attention
leveraging
to
the
every
activity of other
update,
users
every
within the
chance we get to meet.
ecosystem.
So built-in marketing almost.
Third
In a way,
thing
yes. It means
is
businesses might be able to grow and
potentially
thrive without constantly
next
battling the
week
often prohibitive
or
costs of
within the
traditional
next
marketing or
days,
advertising.
okay?
The living currency earned
Not
through
like,
various activities could then be reinvested into other
I
on-passive
don't want to say
services or
month, but let's
potentially
say less than
converted
half a
out.
month.
It
All
provides
right?
potentially a more
Within the
predictable and
next days,
integrated growth path.
uh,
It's an interesting
what's today,
proposition,
24th?
tying
Let's say by the
individual and
first week
collective
of
success
October. Okay.
directly to the health and activity of the whole ecosystem.
Yes.
That is a truly different approach to
It
digital
is
enterprise, where
reasonable
engagement
to
within the system
expect
directly feeds its economic health
some
and, in turn, individual growth. It sounds like it promises a
critical
significant
updates
reduction in the usual
about
barriers to entry for online
the
commerce
current
and
situation
communication.
of OnPassive.
But what does this actually look like on the ground? How has the
And
return of this
the
system
last thing
really
I want to
impacted
mention right
people,
now
especially those who
is
were eagerly waiting for
to
it, like the
give
founders and
you
affiliates? What was that moment of return actually like for them?
For many, based on what we read, the
a little
return was
bit of
described with a really profound sense of anticipation and, frankly,
clarification
relief.
about
One
the
affiliate described
next phase of
experiencing
OnPassive.
immediate activity in their O-wallet,
What do we
seeing not
mean
just
the
abstract
next
numbers,
phase
but
of
real
OnPassive?
results.
Like what specifically?
So the
Commissions
evolution
flowing in,
started
traffic
as
being
the
assigned to
following.
their offers,
Number
customers
one,
actually
we had an
engaging.
Excel
It wasn't just
sheet.
an
That's where we
update.
were
It felt
preparing
like
the
an
business. So
activation,
when we
a
have a
palpable shift
business,
from,
basically a
potential
website or a
to
back
actual
office,
reality.
Right, from
we
coming
feed
soon
it
to
there.
happening now.
All right, manual.
Exactly. The moment the
Then
login
our
page apparently
business
came
grew
alive with a
faster
fresh
than we
design,
thought, much bigger
noticeably
than we
faster
thought.
connections,
So we
and that
created
one-click access
Go
across
Founders.
all
That
applications.
was
It was
December
likened to Christmas
2018.
morning by some users.
Wow,
And that
Christmas
was
morning. That
not
really paints a picture of
in
intense
the
enthusiasm and satisfaction.
It
benefits
does.
or
There was a
the
strong sense of
promises
excitement and
of
gratitude that the waiting
co-founders
period,
now,
which, let's face it,
co-founders
for many was a
previously. It
test of
was
patience
not
and resilience,
um,
had culminated
one
in a
of the
system they felt was
requirements. We
much
just
greater than
decided
imagined.
to
It really
make it
underscores a
happen
deep
because
emotional
we
connection many
decided to
users seem to
go
feel
to
towards
a
the
higher
on-passive vision.
level of
That
the
emotional
product,
connection is clear.
do it all
It suggests
in
that
one
beyond just that
platform. So
initial
it's going to
surge
take
of activity,
longer,
there must be
and
substantial technical
we're
improvements
we're going to do
underpinning
it
this
all in-house.
stronger, faster, smarter
Because
claim
of
they're
that,
making. We hear a
and
lot
there's a
about
high
AI,
demand on the
but what
founder's
specific
position,
upgrades are making a
we
real,
did not want to
measurable
shut
difference
down
under the hood,
that
especially in making
ability
it
and
robust
not
enough
to
to serve a
be
global user base?
consumed
Yeah, the technical upgrades do
energy-wise
seem quite
and
significant. They really
efforts
form
and
the
time
backbone of this
just by
wonderful
catering to the
system.
founders and
Beyond just integrating the
the
tools,
volume that's coming
OnPassive
in.
apparently rebuilt its core
At
AI
records
with
we've never seen
smarter, more
before,
efficient
truly, in any
algorithms.
company.
And this translates directly into
And
better, more predictive
and
automation across all its
the
services.
globality
Right.
of
For
what we
example,
had is
OConnect, the
really
communication platform, now
the
uses not
definition
just
of a
that
global
adaptive
business.
bandwidth control we mentioned,
We
but also
touched
a more
every corner of the
distributed
planet,
server architecture.
literally.
Meaning data isn't just routed through one single point, it's
So then
intelligently routed through the
we
nearest
wanted to
available server.
automate the process
This
so people would have a
drastically
link.
reduces
We don't
latency,
need to
that
be
annoying lag,
involved
and ensures a more consistent, high-quality
in the
experience, even
transaction
in
of
regions
somebody
with less
joining or
developed internet
offering them.
infrastructure.
We
So
had
less buffering, fewer dropped
videos,
calls,
pages to
hopefully.
That's
share,
the
and
goal.
people would
It isn't
just
just
come
about
and
raw
register.
speed, it's about
And then we
optimized data
had
flow and resource allocation,
webinars
making the
regularly,
system
all of that
inherently more
presenting the
resilient
business,
and responsive.
while
That
we
distributed
were
architecture is a crucial detail,
building,
especially for global reach.
staffing,
It
opening
ensures
offices,
stability even
licensing,
when
all of that,
connections
so
are,
we can. Now we
challenging.
decided to do it
So
in-house.
what about a wallet?
And then,
You mentioned earlier
as you
it
know, we
handles so much
started
of the financial
expanding the
activity within
scope
this
of
living
scope of
currency
our
system.
products instead of
What
like
kind of technical
integrating
depth has
something
gone into
party
securing
or
and optimizing that
like
for global
outsource
transactions?
or something. We
O-Wallet
did it
seems to have seen
in-house.
substantial
Now
advancements too,
we
moving far beyond just a
uh,
basic digital wallet.
we've
It now
attracted more
integrates
people that they
multi-factor
were
biometric
impressed
verification.
about the concept.
Multi-factor. So more than one type.
So
Right.
our
It could
foundership
require
grew
both a
more,
fingerprint
and
and a facial
later
scan, for
we
instance, for enhanced
changed it
security,
to O
making
founders, so
unauthorized
it goes
access
with the theme.
exceedingly
And
difficult.
after
Under
the
the
name
hood, it
became
employs those
known,
sophisticated
which is
real-time fraud
OnPassive.
detection systems we touched on, continuously
So
analyzing
Excel
transaction
sheet,
patterns using
no
AI to spot
employees,
and stop suspicious activity before it escalates.
no
And global
company,
transfers.
technically,
Crucially, yes,
to
it
where
apparently
we
facilitates
had a
instant
business
global
name,
transfers,
platform,
not just in their internal living
employees,
currency, but
engineers.
also with traditional fiat
Everything is being
currencies,
done
often by
in-house.
leveraging direct
Lots
bank
of
integrations or
challenges,
partnerships with payment processors.
inaccuracy
The
about the
sources present it not
timeline.
just as fintech, but as
People
potentially the
probably
future
were
of secure digital
not
banking,
to the level.
aiming to instill confidence and
I'm
efficiency
talking
in
about
cross-border transactions, overcoming
technologically,
many typical hurdles.
Okay.
not
While we're on
aligning with the
global
vision.
transactions and commerce, you mentioned
So in their
OSHOP earlier.
eyes, I don't know
What
if it's
kind of
just
technical
telling me
prowess
the
makes that
timelines
platform so
or
powerful for fostering
that's what
global
they
trade
think.
without borders,
Because
especially for
I'm
small
aiming
to
for something
medium-sized
super giant,
businesses?
and they're
OSHOP is
probably doing
designed, it
something
seems, to
as
be a
like a
bit of a
tiny,
game
tiny
changer for international e-commerce.
application.
It integrates
So
multi-currency
there was a
support with
gap,
real-time exchange
okay,
rates. It
between the
automatically converts
vision
prices for
and
buyers and sellers in
the
different regions.
So taking
timeline
care of
and
the currency
the
confusion.
accomplishment.
Exactly, removing a significant barrier for global
But
trade right there.
make no mistake, there was a
Furthermore,
lot
it
of work done.
incorporates streamlined logistics management tools, potentially
And then
simplifying shipping and
when we
delivery
became
across
this big
borders
and we've
by connecting
expanded
vendors with a network
internationally
of
and
logistics
became
partners.
known
Can you give
in
an
many
example?
Sure,
countries,
consider a small
uh,
artisanal vendor,
things,
maybe in Kenya.
you know,
OSHOP's
took
technical
a different
infrastructure
height.
means they can list their
Multiple
products, have
applications,
prices
different
displayed
departments,
in,
all of that.
say, Canadian dollars
And
for a
with
buyer in
that,
Canada,
there
receive
was
payments securely through
a
O-Wallet,
chaotic
and then
situation
leverage
was
integrated
created,
tools to
which
manage the
is
shipping process, all
uh,
within one platform.
So really lowering the
getting
barrier
off
for
track.
international sales.
Yeah, it's
You
about
know, with
flattening the global
volume,
marketplace, making it
we've
accessible
hired
even
the
for
wrong
entrepreneurs
people,
without
etc.,
extensive
all of
international
that.
trade experience.
This
But we
sounds like a lot of
realized that
powerful,
was not
interconnected technology aiming to solve some really
exactly
big
what we've
problems.
envisioned,
But ultimately,
time-wise,
what's the tangible human
quality,
impact?
nor
How is this
um,
wonderful system actually
you know,
changing the lives of
the
everyday
overall
people, not
accomplishment.
just the founders or the tech-savvy early adopters who might naturally be drawn to a new system like this?
So
Right.
earlier this
And
year,
this is where
you
the narrative
probably know,
truly comes alive and
couple of months
honestly
ago,
becomes quite compelling based
there
on
was
the
a
accounts.
major
We hear stories like that
breakdown,
of a single mom,
okay,
let's call her Sarah, who runs a small
that
online tutoring
forced us to
service.
question
Okay.
everything,
Before
even from
OnPassive's
the beginning,
return, she was apparently
and
juggling multiple
evaluate.
platforms for video calls, a separate payment gateway,
So we
and
knew
really
that
struggled with
it's
marketing.
not going to work
Sounds
to
familiar for
continue
many
on the
small
same
businesses.
It
track,
does.
on the same
Now, the
track, or
story
on the
goes
same,
she uses
say,
OConnect for her virtual classrooms.
uh,
It provides stable
you
connections
know,
even when her home internet isn't perfect, thanks to that adaptive bandwidth control. Her payments
pace
come efficiently and securely
or
through O-Wallet, often with lower fees than
momentum,
traditional
it's not going to work.
services.
Okay.
And crucially, her marketing, which was a huge
Different
hurdle, is handled by automated traffic
departments
generated
were
within
just
the
hitting in the
OnPassive
wrong
system,
direction
bringing her
or
new
the
students
opposite
without
direction and all
requiring
that,
tons of
whether
ad spend
intentional
or
or
deep technical
unintentional,
marketing
just
knowledge.
the way they
Wow.
thought it
For
is.
someone like Sarah,
So
OnPassive
all
isn't
in
just a
all,
collection of tools, it's described
when
as
that
providing
happened,
dignity, enabling her to build and sustain
we
her
were
livelihood more
forced
efficiently and affordably,
to stop,
giving her more time with her children.
That's
literally
incredibly
stop the
impactful.
ship
Yeah.
It really
and,
speaks
and
to
reflect
democratizing access to
which
powerful
direction we want to
tools
move on.
and reducing those everyday stresses of running a business or
I
even
want to
just
remind
connecting.
you,
Are there
even
other
from the early
examples?
days of
How is it
OnPassive,
fostering
we said
community or
this is
bridging
only one
geographical divides
phase.
for different groups?
There are
Absolutely. The
more
system's
to
integrated nature
come,
seems to foster
and
diverse
we started
communities.
with
For instance,
OnPassive
students are
as
reportedly
the
leveraging OPeer, which is
foundation of to
OnPassive's
where we want to
collaborative
build
learning
other
platform,
avenues
for
of life.
international study groups.
So education focused.
Yeah, they can share
When we
documents, hold
decided
video
we're going to
calls,
stop,
communicate in
reflect,
OChat, all within a
evaluate, and
secure
see
and
how we're going
consistent
to proceed
environment,
and move ahead,
making global
of course,
collaboration much more seamless.
not
Small business
in a
owners,
million
like
years
that
it would
artisanal
occur
vendor
to
from
us,
Kenya we
like,
imagined,
let's give
are
up
finding a new
or
home and
quit.
potentially an expanded market on
I'm
OSHOP,
not talking about that.
connecting
I'm talking
directly
about
with a global
how do we
customer
move
base.
ahead, which
And
way.
maybe most heartwarmingly, there
All
are
right?
accounts of senior citizens
So,
using OConnect to
fortunately,
reconnect with family members living across continents,
this very
sometimes for the first time
conversation,
with such clarity and
I've
ease.
had
lovely.
it
It really
with
points to
a
the
different
system's potential
perspective
role in
with
dissolving
other
geographical
qualified
barriers and fostering social
experts.
connections, creating a
How
sense
do
of
we move
community
ahead?
and
This is what
support
happened.
that
This is our
genuinely
journey.
brings people
This is
together,
what
removes
happened.
barriers, and
This is
restores
where we
hope,
are.
as one source put it.
And
That
this is my
holistic view of
vision where we
impact
want to
from
go.
economic empowerment to social connection really does round out the picture
That
of
story
this
was so
wonderful
inspiring
system they describe.
Hmm.
So
to
as we look to the
attract
future, Now that the system has returned
enough
and is
people,
making these
enough
tangible
talent,
differences,
as I said
according to the
previously,
reports,
Mm.
what's the
to
next
take us to where we
frontier
wanna
for
go.
OnPassive? What's the bigger vision for its growth and impact,
selectively,
especially considering
not
that
like
audacious
random
goal of a digital
staffing,
revolution?
all of that.
Well, the next step, as
Uh,
envisioned by its founders, seems primarily about
so
exponential scale.
we're
Millions
just
apparently already
about
know
done
OnPassive,
or
but the
wrapping up
ambition,
the
stated
phase of
quite clearly
OnPassive
in our
as you
sources,
know
is
it.
for billions to soon
Now,
experience
not
it.
only we're
Billions,
going
wow.
on the
Yeah.
right track,
This isn't
with
just
the
about
right
incremental
pace,
growth.
with
It's
the right
positioned as
talent,
aiming for an entire
and all of
shift
that,
in
and
how the
character,
internet works,
most
which
importantly.
implies a fundamental reimagining of how online
But
interaction, commerce,
we're going to
communication,
the next
how it all
level,
happens.
next
Moving
upper
away from
level
fragmented
of
platforms towards a
OnPassive.
truly integrated and intuitive
And it's
global digital
definitely
ecosystem.
exciting
That's a
to
massive
share all
undertaking.
those
Huge!
uh,
To achieve that, OnPassive would
updates
need
with
to
you as we
continuously scale its
progress.
infrastructure,
So
refine
that's
its
why
AI,
you
adapt to diverse
really
global
need to stay
regulations and
close
cultural
in the coming
contexts.
days
Significant
as we
challenges lie ahead, no
unveil
doubt.
all
An
those
entire shift in how the internet works. That's a truly
developments
massive
and
aspiration.
uh,
A vision of a
not so much
digital
about the
revolution, as
past,
one source
but
put
we're
it.
going to
A
focus
system that
on
grows with
what's
us,
coming.
adapts to us, and serves us.
It's all
To pursue
perfect,
such a
in my
grand vision,
opinion.
what
It's
other
all
underlying
good. It
commitments are
couldn't be any
crucial for its
better
long-term
in
viability and maybe broader
humble
societal acceptance?
And that leads us neatly to
estimate. It's a
sustainability,
lot
which is
better than we
actually
thought.
a crucial detail in their broader vision,
Personally,
apparently. A
I
key
see
part
it
of
because
OnPassive's mission, and a fascinating detail that goes
I
beyond just
I
functionality,
think there's
is
a
that their
force
rebuilt
that
core
took
AI
us
isn't just fast and
to
smart,
have this
but also
plummet, if
energy
you
efficient.
wish,
Oh,
in the
interesting.
last few
Green
months or
AI.
so.
Something like that.
That
It reflects
will
a
make us
commitment to innovate
reevaluate everything,
responsibly, acknowledging
so
the
we
environmental
make
impact of
sure
large-scale
failure is
digital
not an
infrastructure.
option. We make no
And this isn't
mistake,
presented as just a
and this time
buzzword. It
we've
implies
got to crush it.
optimized
We've got to
algorithms
nail
that
it.
require less
And
computational
I think
power,
now I already have
possibly
the
leveraging
evidence
more
that
efficient
we're
hardware,
capable of
maybe
doing
even
that.
employing renewable energy for their data centers.
So
This
I'm going
focus
to
on efficiency and
do
environmental
what
consideration
Redfern
adds an
does.
important layer
Okay,
to
I'm
their
going to
ambitious
recap
goals.
in a
It
more
suggests a
coherent way,
long-term perspective beyond just immediate
and then
growth.
he will
Okay,
do it in a
so
more
what does this all mean for you
professional way.
listening in?
But I'm just
We've
going to
journeyed
try
through the return
to
of
give you the
OnPassive's wonderful
extract of what I
system,
said.
from its deeply
Uh,
interconnected tools like
we
OWallet
are
and
coming
OConnect,
back
to its
very
really big
soon
ambition
to
to solve
reopen
global challenges,
OnPassive as
trust,
it is.
automation,
At
accessibility.
least
Yeah, and we've
to
seen how it aims to
see
operate
your
as that
business is
self-sustaining
intact.
economy, creating value
Everything
internally with this
where
living
it's supposed to
currency
be.
concept,
That's one
and
thing.
how its technical
By
improvements, like the
tomorrow,
distributed
we will
architecture and
know
smarter AI, are
if we're
designed to be
going to
robust and universally
internally. I'm
accessible.
not saying
If we
I'm
connect this to the bigger picture, I mean, the narrative we're getting is that this
going
is
to
intended
share
as
this with
more than
you,
just a tech update. It's
possibly,
truly positioned as a
but
rebirth of vision,
at
trust, and
least we will
opportunity.
know
Right. That concept
if
of
it's
turning
going to
credits,
be
commissions,
a
traffic into a
brief
living currency for a
uh,
self-sustaining economy,
transition
it is quite
between
profound. It
what we
aims to
have
create
now to
value
the
within
next
its
phase
own
of
digital
OnPassive.
borders that
Or
theoretically
we
ripples
kind of like
outwards into
make a
tangible
wrap-up
benefits.
closure
It's
to the
definitely a
current
distinctive
phase of
approach to
OnPassive,
digital enterprise.
sharing more
And we
details
heard
with
about its
you
tangible
and
impact
giving
on
you more
individuals.
light on what's
From
coming
that
ahead
single
on
mom,
the next
Sarah, running
chapter.
her tutoring service
Okay?
with
I hope that
newfound
makes sense.
dignity, to students
So
in
the
study groups
evolution
collaborating seamlessly
is
across borders,
going
and
up.
senior citizens connecting with family across
We
continents,
secured
really aiming to
the
remove barriers and
recovery.
restore hope.
Hmm.
The vision isn't
Now
just about
we're going up.
functionality, is it? It's about that exponential scale, from millions
That's
to
all I
potentially
wanted to say for
billions
now, and
experiencing
I'm
it.
sorry
It's
for
being
whatever
positioned
is
as nothing
happening
less than
at
a
the
digital
Dharma's
revolution,
home, but
aiming for an entire shift in how the internet works,
Mm.
striving
we
for a
will
future where digital
we will get
interactions are
through
more
this,
integrated
okay, no matter
and,
what.
well, inclusive for everyone.
Thank you,
And
brother.
as we noted just now, let's not
So
overlook
that's
that
been
crucial
said.
aspect of sustainability. A
I
key part
want
of
to
OnPassive's mission, and
see
a really fascinating
sometime
detail
today,
underlying
maybe
their
we
forward-thinking
will
approach,
circle
is that
back
their
with
rebuilt core AI is designed to be energy
with
efficient,
our leaders
reflecting that
to
commitment to innovate
I'm talking about
responsibly as
yourself.
they pursue
If
these
it's possible
huge
today,
global
we can try
ambitions.
that, okay?
That's vital
So
for
we can
any
start
platform aiming for massive
brainstorming
scale
about
today.
So you've